So I made a decision that I'm not so proud of. I went to Woolies and I grabbed myself a chocolate bar, and I knew that it was unhealthy, and I knew that I'm not really meant to be eating more than one row per day, but I ended up eating like, I think it was like 3 or 4 rows, and I have this really guilty conscience now. But I was just gonna go back home and put it in the freezer before it melts. But I'm really tempted to eat more. But I know that's not good, because I'm gonna, and like even like tonight, I'm gonna want to eat more chocolate, but I can't eat more if I eat it all. If I eat it all now, and this reminds me of a law that I learned in university. It's like the law of diminishing returns. So what this is that when you already have enough of something, then any additional unit is gonna have diminishing returns. So for example, in like a newspaper printing company, if you already have enough printers that you need to run a successful business, then the gains of having more printers is going to be diminished. And so in this instance, when you already ate like 3 rows of chocolate bars, then the gains of eating more chocolate is going to be diminished. So like if I delay eating the chocolate for when I actually need it, then it's going to have greater benefits to me. And like the same with working out. When you already worked out for 30 minutes, then the benefits of working out more is going to be diminished, because you already worked out enough. And people say that when you do something for 3 hours a day, and like you can't really live without doing something for 3 hours a day, then it becomes an addiction. So even with working out, if you worked out for 3 hours a day, then that would be an addiction. And there's probably a lot of negative health consequences for working out for 3 hours a day. Obviously, there's loss of energy, and you feel tired and sleepy, and this reminds me of another law. It's like, what's it called? Opportunity costs. So if you worked out for 3 hours a day, then there would be opportunity costs associated with this decision, because you're wasting your energy, and this energy could be spent on something more productive. For example, I never go to the gym before work, or even like the night before a shift. I never work out the night before a shift, because my my energy is more better spent on doing something that makes money. And so if I'm wasting my energy on something that doesn't make money, then I'm not going to have any energy left for doing something that makes money, you know? And this reminds me of a concept I learned in university. It's like emotional labor. So obviously in customer service roles, there are things that the job requires that requires emotional labor, dealing with the customer and showing emotions that you don't actually feel. And the law of opportunity cost can also be applied to emotional labor. Like, for example, let's say that you're in like the wrong relationship and like you invest way too much of your emotions in a toxic relationship, and then when that ends tragically, you're not gonna have any emotions available for the right person. And like an example of this in my life is like responding to these scammers on the internet who got like catfish profile pictures of these women. And if you're a naive, innocent boy and you fall for like these fake profiles of women to get your money, and you invest way too much of your emotions into a relationship that's just a scam trying to con you for your money, then you're not gonna have any emotions available for the right person. So obviously this means that you shouldn't, it's like it has to do with having self-respect. If you have self-respect, you would never waste your emotions on someone that doesn't deserve it. So lately I've been thinking about what I need to do to improve my mental health, and something that's really helped me is not worrying no matter what happens. For example, like the scary supervisor at work, Brenda. Like whenever she's supervising, like I always used to be so worried, because like she's always criticizing everyone for not being good enough. Like she's criticized us for all kinds of things, like being too slow to finish our rooms and not meeting the quality standards of the company, and basically saying that we're milking the company's money by being too slow with cleaning our rooms. And also she makes threats about there being consequences for us not doing things the company's way. Like leaving rubbish bags and dirty laundry in the hall is something that workers might do to save time between cleaning rooms. Just leave it in the hall and clean it all once you're done with your rooms. Once you're done with all your rooms. And while I think that she does have some wisdom to impart on us about running a successful business, I do think that her delivery leaves a lot to be desired. She creates a lot of resentment in her workers because she belittles them. One time she was like, "Is that your rubbish?" And I really felt like she was mocking me, and that she didn't have anything constructive to say about my work. And this reminds me of something that I was considering before. Like, every employee thinks that the company is milking their hours, but we never stop and think about things from the employer's perspective. Like, the whole time they might be thinking the same thing about you. They might be thinking that only reason that you're being so slow with cleaning these rooms is because you wanna milk the money for each room, you know? So for example, if you're meant to clean a room in 25 minutes, but instead you take 50 minutes, then you're earning twice as much. You're earning twice as much money for doing the same amount of work. And even though from the worker's perspective it doesn't feel like you're milking your hours, it feels like you just feel like that's the time that's necessary to meet the company's expectations. But from the employer's perspective, they might think that you're purposely trying to be slow to milk hours and get paid more. So what I'm trying to say is that when you feel resentment towards someone, you need to consider things from their point of view, because they might be thinking the same thing about you that you're thinking about them, because we're always fixated on our own problems. And as big as your problems feel like, they're probably nothing compared to these employers that gotta worry about like the bigger picture and like the vision for the company, and all you have to worry about is these couple rooms that they're giving you to clean. So basically the moral of this video is, if you feel resentment towards someone, try to see things from their point of view and see why they're getting stressed out over what seems like a little problem. Because one little problem, if it was done by everyone in the world, would become a big problem. So they're just trying to do a good thing, and you shouldn't feel resentment towards them for that. And that's all I got for the video. See you later. Goodbye.